Yo, what's going on, everybody? It should be BOY Between the Game Sports. So salute everybody that's jumping in here, man. Y'all know the drill, man. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and then hit that bell button. Ooh, y'all jumping in here quick, man. Appreciate that. But that's not why y'all here for. If you've been missing in the world and not paying attention to the NFL coaches are in hot water. You have Urban Meyer, who was in some trouble last week for a video of him not having the best behavior at a bachelor party. And then you have Mr. Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden is in the news because of emails that happened in 2011. Think about that. 2011, it is now 2021, and Jon Gruden is in the news for some past emails and where he has some choice words for the LBGQ community. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. In of the commissioner and DeMaurice Smith, who was the NFL executive at that time, and things of that nature. Now, my thoughts is, should he have been fired? Which a lot of people were asking. A lot of people were asking for his immediate removal from the organization of the Raiders. A lot of people wanted him gone, and it just now it's happened. And it seems that Jon Gruden has resigned. He has told his employees, he has told his staff that he will not be returning. And I don't know how I feel about that. Y'all let me know how you feel. Should somebody lose their job over emails in a private conversation that happened over 10 years ago? I just don't know how I feel about that. I do know that we are in a culture now where everything is, you have to be held accountable for your actions. And it seems that your past can come back to bite you. People mature, people change over time. And from what I'm reading and understanding is he said a lot of this stuff in the heat of the moment. He said a lot of this stuff out of frustration. But that doesn't excuse him for his words and his thoughts. And some things are better left unsaid. You have to be careful. You have to be careful in everything that you do. And I remember the great Herm Edwards, who's now the coach at Arizona State, I believe. He always said, think before you hit that send button. Think before you hit send. And man, shout out to Ghost. What up, Ghost 007? Where Dilly at? I don't know, man. He's somewhere in Dallas, man. The season getting ready to start, so it's happening soon. And so my dad said, "Yep, 2021. That's the culture that we in right now, where everything is always amplified. Is what I'm trying to say. Everything is always brought to light, and so you got to be careful about what happens. And it's unfortunate this kind of stuff happens, but it does happen. And this goes back to Rachel Nichols of ESPN. She lost her job over some comments that she had in private. And what's crazy about this story is I believe the guy that leaked the email was a friend of Jon Gruden. Was a friend of Jon Gruden. And so what was his purpose in releasing that now? What was the mind state behind that of releasing that email that happened over 10 years ago? And so Jon Gruden has now resigned from his job, and it's unfortunate because I believe he's a hell of a coach. I don't know him personally, but I don't feel he has racist tendencies. But who knows? Who knows who these public figures are behind closed doors? And so y'all let me know your thoughts. Did he deserve to be canned? Did he deserve to lose his job? And put this up right there. Please follow us on all social media. And says, who is this? Okay, I'll be River Eagle AM, Indiana, I believe. That might be right. He wasn't a friend. He was seeking clout. Yeah, and that may be true. There's a lot of clout chasing that goes on in the public figure world. And it's something I've always been skeptical about, even being in this YouTube realm that I'm in now. There's a lot of things that you can't do or say, or it's gonna get you it's gonna get you X'd. It's gonna get you axed. And then with that community, you cannot say anything about them without them taking offense. And that's fine. I understand that everybody has their right to their opinion, but everything cannot be a council thing. Everything cannot be a council thing, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. I wish nothing but the best for Jon Gruden. Hopefully he learns from his mistakes. And again, these are emails that happened in 2011. It is now 2021. We're a couple of months away from 2022. And you have these emails coming out. It's unfortunate that some of this stuff was said. And I find a clip, and it's true once once Adam Schefter gets a hold of it. And so this is what Adam Schefter said on Twitter. And so after the New York Times uncovered numerous emails that span a 7-year period ending in 2018, Jon Gruden is out as the Raiders head coach. So I didn't even read that. So this goes on to 2018. So that's not too many years past. I didn't see that myself. So this is 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and these emails are coming out. And so y'all tell me, is it right for someone to try to get you fired over something that you said 3 to 10 years ago? Albie Rivers says, great coach, sad situation. It's a very sad situation for everybody. Because in this country, it's crazy. In this country, you're supposed to be able to express yourself. You're supposed to be able to talk how you want, per se. But then you have to still watch what you say, if that makes sense. This country is supposed to be about freedom, about forgiveness, and all of those things, but we seem to want to cover it up and act like these things don't happen. So it's a lot of mixed feelings for me. I know a bunch of people in that community, and they're very good people. There's nothing wrong with that. And on the other hand, me as a person who used to be employed in education, it sucks because teachers and coaches and everybody else always have to watch what they say the most. Is like they hold teachers and coaches up on this pedestal, on this platform where you're supposed to be holier than thou, and you can't make no mistakes. I see people creeping in, slowly but surely, man. We're talking about Jon Gruden. Should he have lost his job, which technically he didn't lose his job. From what I'm reading, he resigned. He resigned. He didn't want any more of the attention. Now, I've seen on Twitter where people are calling for a lifetime ban, calling for a lifetime ban of Jon Gruden from football, period. Y'all let me know, does he deserve a lifetime ban? Yes or no? I would love to hear it in the comments. Please let me know. I wish I had my speaker. I would do a call-in. Let me find it. We can do a call-in real quick. If you want to call in and give your thoughts, please do. The number is right there. We got it rolling. There's more and more stuff to this, man. Here's another clip of him speaking about DeMaurice Smith. I'm going to read another comment. Albie Rivers says, First Amendment right, freedom of speech, the Constitution is gone. Yeah, at this point, they really should probably rethink about rewriting the Constitution, because a lot of those things don't pertain to what's going on in this country today. Sad truth, but it is what it is. If anybody would like to call in and express their thoughts, please do so right now. It's 936-337-1388. Let me pull up this other thing by DeMaurice Smith. He played in the NFL a long time ago. He's been the liaison or something like that. This was reported by The Athletic. And DeMaurice Smith said this is not about an email as much as it's about a pervasive belief that by some that people who look like me can be treated as less. And unfortunately, a lot of black people are treated like that and looked at like that. And it's crazy that it still goes on in 2022. I'm sorry, in 2021, which will still go on in the future generation. This is not going to change people, treat people of color with different thoughts and stuff like that. Even if you're educated, even if you have long standing at your job, you're looked at very differently. My dad says a lengthy suspension, no lifetime ban. Yeah, that's how I feel. I would go with that. A lengthy suspension, he has to come out. And of course, we know he has to come out between now and sometime this week, because this is not going to die away from him or his family no time soon. He's going to have to come out and give an explanation, an apology for what was said and how it was said. And it's some of the stuff that was said. He called Roger Goodell the F word. You cannot say that word anymore. He called him basically he didn't know anything about football. And he basically blamed, do not quote me on this, he basically blamed Roger Goodell for the Rams drafting Michael Sam back in like 2009, 2010, something of that nature. Y'all remember Michael Sam? He was the kid out of Missouri. He was the first openly gay player. And so Jon Gruden basically went in on Roger Goodell about that situation and saying that, Michael Sam shouldn't have been forced upon them and all of these things of that nature. And everybody has their thoughts about the gay community. Everybody does. Some are good, some are bad. Like I said, I know a bunch of people in that community. There's nothing wrong with them. They enjoy life. But we as a people in this country, we have to try to get a better understanding of everyone involved. Black, brown, white, gay, straight, whatever you may claim to be. We got to get a better understanding of everyone. And I will go back to my original point. I don't think somebody should be fired or held accountable for their past transgressions. Everybody has a past. Everybody has said something and did something that they probably wish they could have never did. And people are saying, well, he's only sorry because he got caught. That may be true. But we all have a past. If you are a person in this world who does not have a past, salute to you, but I doubt it. And like my dad always says, he's on here, man. He always tells me, he's been telling me since I was about 4 years old, the pen is mightier than the sword. He's been telling me that since I was a youngster. And I've always kept that with me and tried to understand. And that's why I try not to do certain things and make certain comments and put out certain things, because it always can come back to haunt you, which is very, very unfortunate. Jon Gruden, great coach. He is now out as the head coach of the Raiders. And it's crazy because the Raiders are having a great season. I think they're 4-1. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they're 4-1. Their quarterback, Derek Carr, he is having an MVP type of a season. And now you have this mess that comes out. And it's just unfortunate for the Raiders. It's a very unlucky franchise ever since the Tom Brady tuck rule back in 2002. For the folks who can remember that, I appreciate those people who are still in here please like this stream and subscribe and all of those good things. Go tell somebody real quick that we're on. We're talking about Jon Gruden's situation. If you would like to call in, there's the number 936-337-1388. So y'all tell me what the NFL should do about Jon Gruden. And we forget, man, Jon Gruden was great in the Monday Night Football booth. I mean, I've been living a while, a good little minute, and he's up there with the John Maddens of the world, the Pat Summeralls of the world, doing commentating in the booth. I mean, he was tremendous at that. From me on the outside looking in, I don't think he has a racist bone in his body. But again, I don't know him personally. A lot of people say a lot of stuff out of frustration and anger, and then they come back and like, man, you know what? I shouldn't have said that in that moment. So this goes to show you got to understand what kind of stuff is going on in the digital world. There's a digital imprint, and people can come back and find this kind of stuff on you. Here we are 10 years later, the start of it in 2011 all the way to 2018. And 3 years later, Jon Gruden has now lost his job as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I think I might have been saying Oakland Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. He is out. Did he deserve to lose his job? I don't think so. I can't wait to hear what he has to say in the future. I hope he comes out and apologizes. He is really, really good for the sport of football. I'm not even a big football fan like that, but he's really good for the sport of football. So hopefully, he comes out and the NFL gives him a suspension or something like that. Hopefully not a lifetime ban. If you have Twitter, please go to Twitter. I mean, it is going crazy. People are calling him all types of names. There's death threats that's been said. There's people wanting him to have a lifetime ban. They want him to disappear. And shout out to Ghost 007. What's good, man? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, the Raiders was having a great season, and this news comes out. And now these players, the players' wives, execs, and Las Vegas organization, I'm sorry. Everybody that's part of the staff, instead of them talking about football, they're going to have to go talk about a situation that their former head coach had in 2011 with Roger Goodell and DeMaurice Smith. So now your focus is no longer on football. You got to deal with the mess, and that's in ways I'm glad I never made it pro, because I probably wouldn't have been able to deal with some of this stuff. I really wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been probably doing any interviews. I've probably been getting fines because everything you say is held under a microscope. Even me doing this stream right now, everything I say has been held under a microscope. So I'm trying to be very, very careful with my words. It's a crazy time that we living in, where somebody can lose their job over something that happened over a decade ago. Appreciate that like, whoever just did that. Really, really appreciate that. Again, man, hit the like button if you're on Facebook. Share this show, share this stream. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button. Once you subscribe, you'll get a bell notification thing. Hit that bell for me. Jon Gruden out as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And he knew that a storm was coming. He knew that a storm was coming. And think about this. Jon Gruden signed a 10-year contract. I think that was worth $10 million or something like that. And then I'm seeing that he's only 5 weeks into his 4th year of the 10-year contract, which gave him a little bit over 50 games. So he has lost millions and millions of dollars that could support his family for generations on end. because of an email that happened back in 2011 all the way up to 2018. It's crazy, man. I hope I've never said anything or offended anyone through an email, through a tweet, or through a Facebook post of anything of that nature, because if it did and I became famous or whatever the situation may be, it's gonna come back to haunt me. But I've tried to live a pretty clean, squeaky life because I didn't want this type of attention. So Jon Gruden, he knew this stuff was coming, and I guess he gave a statement last week, and he was trying to hold out and do his best, and hoping things would blow over. But the more and more emails that came out, it was best for him to probably just go ahead and step down, which he did. I mean, everywhere you go right now, if you're a sports fanatic, man, you looking at any website, Google, Jon Gruden news is all over the place. And it's crazy because people are making fun of the situation because of Urban Meyer. I spoke about Urban Meyer earlier in the stream. Urban Meyer had a situation last week where he was under the fire, under the lights, because he had so-called inappropriate behavior at his quarterback's bachelor party. Trevor Lawrence, I believe. Trevor Lawrence got married or was having a bachelor party. Jon Gruden. Urban Meyer was there, and there's a video of him and a young lady. We'll leave it at that. And so that was the big news in the NFL. Then you have this bomb that just drops out of nowhere, and dude's done. Shout out to Garrett Juber. LSU is in the building. Them Tigers is real quiet this year, in the last couple of years, but shout out to Garrett. Said double-edged sword, speak your mind, and here are the consequences. Yes, that's how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. You can speak your mind on certain things, but you're supposed to be able to speak your mind. You're supposed to be able to have a dialogue in this country. That's what you're supposed to do. But for every action, there's a reaction. Ain't that how it goes? For every action, there's a consequence. For every choice that you make, there's a consequence. And I'm rambling a little bit. I wasn't even supposed to be here this long. But I'm glad y'all rocking with me. Please do. You got more comments. Keep dropping them in there. I'll be River Eagle AM says the bad part was if you watch the game, them brothers were intentionally dropping passes. I did not see that. I didn't see the Raiders game yesterday. So that's an interesting little nugget that you just dropped in right there. And so maybe that's more of his reasoning of resigning, because it says if they're intentionally dropping passes yesterday, that his team was not on his side. He had lost the locker room. Once you lose the locker room as a coach, it's over with. So maybe that's the whole reasoning behind it right now, why he decided to resign. Garrett said, we will be back soon. Yeah, man, I hope. College football is good when LSU is good. Now, in these parts of this generation. All right. Of this decade, the past couple of decades, college football is good when LSU is good. And, of course, you got that Roll Tide out there. They just took an L, but they probably still getting in the playoffs, man. They don't leave. That's an Alabama Invitational. But I'm getting off topic. Back to this. LB says, watch it. All right, I'm gonna go try to find that after this stream is over with. Again, you lose your locker room, you lose your players, you're done bun. There's nothing more you can do. Yeah, I appreciate those been rocking, man. If you got any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I even got a TikTok now. I'm on TikTok. Y'all got any of that stuff, man, please please follow us like that, man. Just type in Between the Game or Between the Game Sports. We're on there. We're rocking on this Jon Gruden situation. Anybody else got anything to say? I am a JSU fan. I love, man. Shout out to Jackson State, man. Jackson State, man, they looking good. looking good. I've been watching them since the beginning of this season. Somebody tried to call me a fair weather fan, and no, I'm not. I've known of Jackson State, but I'm paying more attention of it because one, Coach Prime was one of my favorite players growing up, and two, I'm just trying to expand my horizons on the sports world and HBCUs of that nature. So it is what it is. Man, so shout out to Jackson State, man. I did a video earlier about Coach Prime and his press conference today. I thought he was really gonna go in on Alabama A&M coach, but he didn't. So I thought he was gonna go in on him, but he let it be easy. So shout out to Jackson State. Gary dancing. No, I'm not dancing, man. My TikTok stuff is gonna be strictly sports related, coaches' reactions. I got a segment that I'm trying to come up with calling things that will get you subbed. That's gonna be my next. That's gonna be like my little show about that. So no, I'm not dancing on TikTok. I can't dance. I mean, TikTok is awesome. TikTok, all right, man. It's weird for me, man. But back to the subject at hand. Jon Gruden is out the door. I'm in kind of disbelief. I'm sure there's more to this story. Once he makes his statement, I'll probably do another live about it. I know it's late. It's 9 o'clock here. Some people are probably already in bed. They'll catch this on the back nine, but I appreciate those who jumped in here with me real quick and rocking with me. It is what it is. He left him a pink scooter. Yeah, man, I saw that. And he autographed it. And he autographed it for him. So, but I really thought he was going to go in on him at the press conference, SWAC press conference today. I really, really did. But, that was a classy move by Coach Sanders. Very, very classy move. And it's a good gamesmanship. And I'm sure the game next year is going to be even greater because more and more people are paying attention to it. So it is what it is. But again, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Jon Gruden resigned as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders now. The Las Vegas Raiders. He is out. I'm interested to see what more details come out. This just goes to show you can't get away with anything in this world, even if you think it's harmless, especially to certain individuals. So we're gonna leave it at that. Y'all know how I do when I get ready to dismiss from these things, man. One of my favorite slogans. I took it from my dad actually, and I kind of remixed it. But as always, on your best day, be better. Think about it. I'm out. Peace.